This week, I'm going to share with you the reasons why we chose not to purchase an oceanfront condo as our primary residence. My name's Alexandra, and I'm a local realtor down on Florida's Space Coast. I have people calling me every day, and I really enjoy it. So if you have any questions about oceanfront living or what it would be like to live on the Space Coast, go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text message, or send me an email. I've got your answers, and I would love to hear from you. If you want to keep seeing videos about what it's like living on Florida's East Coast, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified every Friday morning when I post a new video. All right, let's get into it. There are obviously a lot of pros to living oceanfront. Number one being that you live on the ocean. Number two, the beautiful sunrises over the East Coast. Number three, your house will retain its value. And number four, the value of your home is going to be higher than similar homes that are located inland. Also, not to mention, oceanfront condos make awesome investment properties and vacation homes, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about living in an oceanfront condo as a primary residence. Here are the reasons why we decided not to. Number one, financing. Financing a condo can be more challenging than financing a home because restrictions and assessments placed by a property's HOA or condo association are completely out of the borrower's control, and this creates additional risk for lenders. When purchasing a home, just the buyer has to be approved by their lender, but when you're buying a condo, both the buyer and the condominium itself have to be approved. Number two, inconveniences. Not only will sand almost always be in your house, but your windows will almost always be a little bit dirty as well from the salt spray from the ocean. This means that you'll probably spend more time cleaning your home. Also, when you live in a condo, you don't always get to park right outside your front door. I guess unless you live on the first floor. But you also won't always have covered parking. This means that if you're coming home from the grocery store and there's a rainstorm out, you may be lugging those groceries in through the rain, up through the elevator, and then into your kitchen. And you're lucky if you can do it in one trip. Now, of course, cleaning and having to move your groceries, these are minor inconveniences, but it does mean that extra time will have to be spent doing these things. Number three, no yard. If you have dogs, this is a big one. In a condo, you can't just open the back door and let your dog run out into the yard and play and do its business. Instead, it becomes a much bigger production of having to put on their leashes, take them down the elevator, take them out into the parking lot, and hopefully there's a grassy patch nearby. There's just a lot more involved in caring for a pet in a condo versus living in a single-family home. This also rings true if you have kids. If you have kids and you live in a single-family home, you can let them run outside and play in the yard while you're watching them through the kitchen window. But I personally can't imagine allowing a young child to navigate the hallway, the elevator, and go play where? In the parking lot or at the beach by themselves? Absolutely not. So this may not be a reason for everybody else, but that's just a personal opinion. Number four, smaller living space and less storage. When it comes to oceanfront condo living, you're paying a premium to live right on the ocean. In California, we call this the sunshine tax. You can get a lot more house and yard for your money if you live a little bit inland. And you'll have a lot more storage options. Oftentimes in condos, you'll have some linen closets and you might have some additional storage down in the carport. However, you're not going to have an attic or a lot of garage space where you can store things like you would in a single family home. Number five, it's very much like apartment living. This was a big one for us because we've done the apartment living thing and we were over it. The last thing we wanted to do is move from finally owning a home straight into another apartment. Which is funny because this is actually exactly what we ended up doing. But that's an entire story in and of itself. When living in a condo, unless you make a purchase on the top floor, you're going to have people living above you, and you'll also probably be sharing interior walls of your home as well. Number six, renters. Renters just don't care about a property as much as a homeowner does because they don't have a vested interest. This means they're more likely to damage things and leave trash behind when they're hanging out on the property. And even if a condo has 50% full-time residents, there's still going to be a cycle of vacationers coming in and out all the time, and that's just not something that we wanted to live with. We love to make relationships with our neighbors and thrive in a tight-knit community. You just can't have a tight-knit community when your neighbors might only be there for 2 weeks, and then you get another new neighbor for 3 weeks and another new neighbor for maybe 1 week. It's just not something we wanted to deal with. Number 7, storms and erosion. Being right on the ocean puts any condominium at greater risk for damage when storms come through. Sometimes that damage may be something as simple as a damaged pool deck or maybe some railings, but other times that damage is from erosion, which ends up destroying the foundation of the property. Kind of like what recently happened up in Daytona. The damage up there is absolutely devastating, and that is such a risk that my husband and I just didn't want to take. Additionally, when you live beachside, you're more likely to have to evacuate when a hurricane is coming. And that's just another inconvenience that we did not want to deal with. Number 8, maintenance costs, HOA fees, and insurance. With storm damage and just the natural wear and tear from the corrosive nature of living near saltwater, there are always going to be maintenance costs. There are also going to be pretty high HOA fees each month, and insurance costs are a lot higher than if you purchase just a single family home. There wasn't one specific reason that led us away from purchasing an oceanfront condo. Rather, it was a combination of all of these cons that led us to not do so. Now, in the future, we might purchase one as an investment property, but we definitely wouldn't want to live in one as our primary residence. So I'm curious, what do you think? Would you buy an oceanfront condo? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!